of Canada, and I'm feeling pretty good about my chances. We're also here for another reason. We're here to plant our flag in British Columbia at the heart of our country's gateway to Asia and the Pacific. And this is where the future of our country as an export economy is going to be created. This is where the action is in Canadian life. When you fly into this town, you feel the energy coming up through your feet. And we want to be part of the energy that I feel in Vancouver. Our party wants to be at the center of the most exciting city, the most exciting region in Canadian life right now. And one of the things that I have noticed, and I've been saying this for 3 years now, is that the center of gravity of Canadian life is shifting westwards. This is the most important political fact about our country. And my party has to shift westwards with that center of gravity. If the economic center of gravity of our country is shifting westwards, the political center of gravity of our country has to shift with it. And my party cannot hope to govern our country well unless we are anchored in the western center of gravity of our economy. This is a huge change in our national life. At the end of the Second World War, you'll allow me, I'm going to be a little professor for about just a minute. It'll be very brief, I promise, but I want to do this because it's an important, I'm going to give you a little history lesson. At the end of the Second World War, the center of gravity of our country was basically in central Canada, in the manufacturing heart of central Canada. And the key place in our economy was the 49th parallel, and the key relationship was with America, the North and South relationship. And that was the Canada I grew up in my lifetime. But one of the things that we all have to understand is that that center of gravity has moved. It's not obvious to me that the 21st century belongs to the United States. And this is said to you by someone who loves the United States, respects the United States as good friends and neighbors. But the future of the 21st century may not be written by the United States. It will be a great power. It will always be a great power. I hope it will remain a very powerful country. But the center of power in the global economy is shifting away from the United States to Asia. China and India are already the linchpins of global trade and commerce, and that importance will only grow. And Canada needs to be ready. Our center of gravity needs to shift from central Canada westward. We need to strengthen our trading and political relationships and build new relationships with the giants of the 21st century economy. And at a time when the U.S. economy is stalled, this is more important than ever. China is growing by 6%, India growing by 4%, the United States economy declining by 3%. Where do you think you ought to be? And Canada is not in China, and Canada must be in China, and our economic future depends on us increasing our share of trade in China. And the center of this action is here in Vancouver. Vancouver is the hub of our economic ties to Asia and the Pacific, and this will be the face that we show to the entire world in the 2010 Olympics. And this will be a moment in which Vancouver truly leads not only our country, but leads the world, and you will be right at ringside enjoying it. We are going to have a wonderful time next year. And I'll be back, and we'll be proud to be with you. Maybe I'll be in government. How about that? That'd be good.
Yeah!
But we all know, because I drove through it just now, we all know that Vancouver has challenges. We've got challenges of homelessness. We've got challenges of addiction. We've got challenges of mental illness, which you can see on the streets as we pass through. And we've got challenges that affront the conscience of all Canadians. And we need to be tough about these problems, and we need to be imaginative about these problems. We need to stand with our police. We need to give them the tools they need to fight problems of crime, problems of gun violence, problems of gang violence. No Vancouverite should walk around in this city afraid. The fundamental function of government is to make sure that you have public safety and security. The Liberal Party has always understood that. Ujjal Dosanjh has always understood that. Joyce Murray has always understood that. Sukh Dhaliwal has always understood that. Hedy Fry has always understood that. We will do what it takes to keep your cities safe. That's a pledge I make to you. We will provide the police with the resources that you need. We are prepared to take the measures in the Parliament of Canada to give the police the criminal law that we need. And unlike another party, when we make a promise to deliver police resources to this community, we will deliver. But we're also going to stand with small business owners and entrepreneurs and exporters here and across Canada. We understand that small business owners create most of the jobs that give hope and opportunity for Canadians. So we have to stand with you to create a commercial environment that allows you to be profitable and to be successful. I am proud to be the leader of a party that gave Canadians the biggest tax cut in their history. And we cut personal and corporate taxes over and over and over again when we were in surplus. That's a record I am proud of, and when we get back into surplus, it's a record I would like to emulate. Please understand that. We understand what makes this economy grow. We understand what makes this economy effective and competitive. We must give you the competitive corporate and business climate you need in order to employ Canadians and make our economy grow. A Liberal government will help business people to take advantage of the incredible opportunities in Asian markets. And the fact is that under the Conservatives, Canada hasn't kept pace with China's emergence as a global superpower. There's some numbers here which are startling, worrying to me. In 2006 and 2007, our exports to China barely kept pace with the growth of the Chinese economy. And in the same period, the United States increased its trade to China by 60%. We aren't just falling behind the Americans. We're falling behind the Thais, the Filipinos, the Germans, the Australians. They're all getting a bigger piece of the Chinese market than we do. And that's not good enough. When Peter MacKay was the foreign minister of this Conservative government, he refused to meet with a Chinese ambassador to Canada for 9 months. That's not good enough. I met him a couple of times already. And when I talk to the Chinese ambassador, we talk human rights. Yes, we do. But we talk in private, two representatives of their countries talking honestly and directly with each other. I don't give him lectures with a megaphone. I talk to him in private, I respect the sovereignty of China, and we work patiently to get progress. That is how I plan to handle the human rights issues as we go forward. Last year, Stephen Harper insulted China by refusing to even attend the Beijing Olympics. And one of his MPs even compared China to Nazi Germany. This is not good enough. This is not the responsible way Canada must engage with one of the oldest and greatest and most powerful civilizations in the world. The premiers of British Columbia, Ontario, and Quebec have all visited China. Our Prime Minister has not visited China once. It's not good enough. A Liberal government will do better. You have to remember, I think someone in this audience will be able to tell me how many times Jean Chrétien and Paul Martin visited China, but it's a lot of times, okay? A lot of times. And they visited China and maintained the relations since being Prime Minister.